Hello, everyone. Look out there. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is May the 30th. 2018, strong hand, long-term thinking, gold and hold, deferral of gratification. It is almost 10:20 at night here in Bergen, Norway. And look how light it is outside. It's just bright. I have the window. You can't even see. It's so bright out there. Yeah, it's 10:20 at night. That is freaking amazing. Hey, man, I'm wearing my Run BTC shirt. Links below to get shirts and Trezors. Shout out to everybody born in 1986. Yeah, that's what Run DMC is about. But Run BTC, that's about 2026, not 1986. Anyway, shout outs to those 1986ers. And I guess shout out to Andy Hoffman because he's a fan of the Mets. And yeah, that's who won the World Series in 1986. And unfortunately in 1969 also. That was total B. Anyway, so let's jump right into this show, right? Let's not talk about that horrible 1969 World Series. No, let's talk about the 1970 World Series or 83. No, let's talk about Bitcoin. Okay, so here is, oh yeah. Well, I'll get to that in a second. This guy sounds like Vinny Lingham here, what I'm about to read to you. Pierre Richard has a tweet, and I linked to it below because remember, everything is linked to below. Check out yesterday's show, disruptmeister.com. Everything's linked to below. As soon as one government is known to have bought its first Bitcoin into its reserves, we could see a second stampede for the entrants as national treasuries around the world realize they need to diversify at least some of their reserves into Bitcoin before all their rivals do. So I have talked about this quite a few times on my show before. Maybe you're new to the channel. You haven't heard me mention this, but I think it's very interesting that Pierre is bringing this up now. It sounds exactly like what Vinny Lingham was predicting back in 2016, that one day, countries would start buying Bitcoin, and when one found out about it, all the others would just join in. It'd be a huge rush by all the other the countries to not be the last one in on Bitcoin, and they'd all copy each other. And it would be a great move, especially for the first few or the first company, first country that did it, definitely. Anyway, and you might be saying, well, okay, so Vinny Lingham said it in 2016, big deal. I'm hearing, well, trust me, when I heard Vinny say that in 2016, I freaking acted, baby. So I'm darn happy I was paying attention in 2016. So pay attention, people, pay attention to this. It's still early. And Pierre is talking about it now. Adam's talking about it. Vinny had talked about it. It's just a matter of time. And when it does happen, you'll be like, yeah, 2018 was pretty darn early. Okay, thing I forgot to mention, on the 12th in Boca Raton, that is June the 12th, Boca Raton, Florida, 6:30 to 8:30 is the meetup. It is linked to below. They've got a description about me on there now. So if you are in the South Florida area, I want to meet you. I want to hang out. We had a great time here in Bergen yesterday at the meetup here. I anticipated it will be similar there. And then, of course, in July, I will be in Alberta, the 9th and the 10th at the the Bitcoin Rodeo, next day in Red Deer, and then July the 12th at the Edmonton, Alberta meetup. And then I'm hanging around Edmonton till the end of the month. And who knows, maybe I'll drive around Alberta some more. I'm really looking forward to being in Alberta, as I have never been to that part of Canada before. I've been to British Columbia and in that part of Western Canada, but other than that, I've been in the airport in Toronto. I've been to Quebec City. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so Bloomberg's got an interesting article out there. It is millennials who made money trading digital assets in their spare time are breaking away from top firms. Okay, now I'm interested in this story. Now, you know, they give the details, you know, how these guys are trading cryptos, and now they're quitting their jobs at, you know, very corporate type of companies, you know, big banks, maybe stocks, and you know, all that big finance stuff. They got into, and that's great that they got into crypto. I don't encourage trading or anything like that. But what it makes me think of is this. Imagine after the 2020 halving, maybe in 2021, or after 2024 halving in 2025, you're going to read stories that are going to be just like this, but they're going to be a little bit different. They'll be like, you know, millennial quitting his job at Procter & Gamble because he bought Bitcoin in 2017, not because he traded, just because he was a holder. And there are corporate people out there now who have bought Bitcoin, using it as a savings account, have, you know, they don't waste their money on ridiculous things. They are planning ahead. They want to be, you know, 31 years old and able to quit their job at these huge companies that might be paying them like $150,000 a year, but that'll be nothing to them because all they did was buy and hold Bitcoin throughout 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever it may be. We're going to hear these stories in the future, whether they be in 2021 or 2025 or whenever they may be. So try to be one of those people. Plan ahead like that. Set goals like that. Write down your goals and pound that freaking like button. So yeah, corporate job openings. So then all the 80%ers will be like, oh, awesome. Look at all these corporate people. And now I can finally get my corporate dream job of $120,000 a year. And they'll give me insurance for when I get cancer when I'm 35 because all I do is work for them. And my wife will take half my money. And oh yeah, and all of my 3 kids that I'll be paying for private school, she'll take them too, and my house that I way overpaid. Yes, so that person will get the job that you Bitcoiners who are planning ahead will quit in the future. All right, and remember to bang that bell button also so you get notifications of when I go live. We've got some people over there in the chat. I see yes for yes, he's over there, man. Yes for motivation. I just had to give him a shout out because I haven't seen him for a while. I don't do shows like that are good for people in London. My times have not been very London friendly. Today I'm doing one. I guess it's 9 o'clock in London, so it's friendly for him. I hope to meet you one day. Yeah, I mean, we've talked, obviously. He's got a channel, too, so check him out. He is an old school. He's been around this thing for a long time. He's been doing Bitcoin shows, yeah, at least since 2016, probably before that. I hope he's been holding Bitcoin longer than 2016 also. Okay, so, and you guys can do this. If anyone's in the chat, they can do the super chat, all that good stuff, too. So what else do we have here? Oh, yeah, BitcoinMeister has a tweet. And I don't even care what he linked to in the tweet. I just like what he said. The world changes. Companies adapt. Eventually, banks will offer Bitcoin services. Okay, so yeah, he's absolutely right. And I've said this recently on the channel also. People are like, oh, Bitcoin's going to put the banks out of business. No, the smart banks will just have Bitcoin services and will tell people, hey, you could store your Bitcoin here. And this is something that actually got brought up at the Bergen meetup yesterday. Someone said to me, well, it's easier for people just to let third parties control their Bitcoin. And you know what? That is easy. That's easy, but it's not 100. You don't really own your Bitcoin that way. But so many people are used to banks controlling their money and not complaining about when they, you know, there's people that they know that, well, yeah, I'm in a certain country. My bank could just, there could be a bank bail-in. I don't care. You know, that attitude is, most people have that attitude. They just don't, they're slaves. They're just like, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Banks, that's where you keep your value at banks. And so they'll be like, well, there's a new way of having value. It's Bitcoin, but I'll just let a bank have it. So banks that are willing to adapt and take in those people, they're going to do well. So indeed, the world does change and Bitcoin will become bigger and bigger and bigger. But some aspects of it just kind of, I guess, rhyme that some people just really don't. Their general ways of depending on third parties, it'll stay the same, even though Bitcoin is all about not depending on third parties. So if you do control your own private key, you will be that much more elite, as I have been saying. So get yourself a Trezor, link to below, that Ledger Nano, cryptohwwallet.com. It's all linked to below. Use the Meister discounts and all. I haven't even checked out and updated that stuff for a while, but just do it anyway. Yeah, if you don't have a Trezor, get one. You can, and again, I have direct affiliate link with Trezor. Also, someone just did a super chat, $10 from T. You are the reason I own my Trezors. Thanks, Adam. And yeah, dude, thank you. And it's good that, there was one time I was like, oh, you only need one. But dudes, with all the things going on, get two, get three, whatever. There's different reasons to have more than one. Definitely, and we've gone all over them in other shows before. If you're playing around with crypto dividends, if you're really super paranoid, you just want to split everything between two. And there are people like that. And there are people that make tremendous, huge mistakes that lose don't be one of those people that loses your Trezor and your recovery seed. But God forbid, there are people like that. But anyway, it had at least one. And T, thank you very much for that $10. I really appreciate that, the super chat, and that you watch these videos, man. I hope this is a good time for you. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do them at this time that often. By the way, tomorrow I'm supposed to be on some Australian Bitcoin show of a lady from Australia. We'll see how that goes. I'll share the link after. I think we're gonna talk about Be Private. I don't know. I can talk about anything. You know that, man. I've done over. But we'll get into that in a second. I have done over 900. I've done close to 1,000 cryptocurrency related shows in my life now. Okay, here on YouTube, and you can watch all of them if you go to Disrupt Meister, or most of them. I think I haven't tagged some of them properly from the beginning. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, I'm well versed in the YouTube cryptocurrency talk, and that's why I get to talk at events all around the world, because I can just keep going and going and go. Yesterday it was like 90 minutes straight. I was just answering questions, talking, and then afterwards 90 more minutes of just hanging out with people until we got kicked out of the venue, and I could have even talked some more. I mean, I could probably talk about this stuff for 24 hours straight if you gave me some water and my proper food. And I could fast the entire time too. What the heck? You wouldn't have to. I would need water though. All right, so yeah, we talked about Vinny Lingham. We talked about the world changing. Okay, here's another interesting. I retweeted this yesterday. Follow me at TechBalt, by the way, on Twitter, TechBalt, on Steam at BitcoinMeister. Both of those things are blowing up, but you would know. And I retweet things throughout the day. Doesn't matter what time zone you're in. You can be in Auckland, New Zealand, a very cool place that I have hung out before in December of 2015. Great memories. Check out the archives to watch when I was there. And I told people to buy, what I say, buy 10 Bitcoins for $4,000. You should have listened to me. But so, all right. So here is what I retweeted yesterday. Bitcoin is becoming a proprietary eponym for cryptocurrencies, like Hoover became for vacuum cleaners, like Google did for search, like Thermos, Velcro, Aspirin, Speedo, etc. And so this was by Alistair Milne. And I've mentioned this story I'm about to tell you before, but I'll tell you again. When I was in Hong Kong in the beginning of July of 2017, when it would rain 7 times a day, every day, it was so humid. Anyway, there was a Bitcoin meetup there, and I was hanging out with some people out on the outside on the balcony. And there were some newbies there and stuff. And this one guy asked me, how do I get the Litecoin version of Bitcoin? So there you go. Just like what Alistair is saying, that for some people, cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just another word for cryptocurrency. Like Speedo is for the bikini style bathing suit or whatever. So pound that like button. Pound that like button if you're one of those European men and you're just like, dude, I don't care. I'll wear the Speedo out on the beach. Americans, and they're not like that. Unless you go to certain beaches or you hang out in certain areas. I mean, whatever. To each guy his own. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. But most American guys aren't down with the Speedo at all. Anyway, so, but Europeans, they don't give a damn. All right, so people have asked me about EOS. And you know what? I really don't care. I don't care. I know, come on, people. You know, I'm a Bitcoin guy. I mean, I've seen the flavors of the month. I've seen these things hyped up before. Yeah, sure. Probably go up in value. I don't know. I don't care. I just don't care. Is it going to destroy Ethereum? No, I don't really even. It's just ridiculous at this point. Some of these things people come up with. I mean, whatever. If you want to mess around with it and then you get messed up, it's your fault. You know, personal responsibility is a new counterculture. I tell you what I do. I hang out with the Bitcoin, man. I'm not that. I'm diversification. Diversification for the sake of diversification is pretty ridiculous. So speaking about Ethereum and pretty ridiculous, and again, that was about EOS, but a lot of people are like, EOS will kill Ethereum. I don't care. So, but this is about Ethereum here, and this is not Ethereum's fault. The Motley Fool, you know, the Motley Fool, they've got a Twitter account apparently, and they're a pretty mainstream financial organization on the internet, website. They give out tradition. So, but here we go. They've got a tweet out there. Let me read you what the tweet says. Could Ethereum's market cap exceed? This is a new tweet, mind you. Could Ethereum's market cap exceed Bitcoin's this year? A lot of problems with this tweet, and it just shows you how off the mainstream is. They spell Ethereum wrong. Not good. Not good that they didn't take the time to figure that one out. So I don't think they're that familiar with Ethereum if they can't spell it correctly. But I mean, what do they think this is? The flippening rumors of last year or the year before or whenever the flip. I mean, the flippening is so 2017, dudes. I mean, what are you talking about now? But the funny thing is that there are a bunch of 80%ers that'll hear about this that are like, oh, the Motley Fool's talking about it now. I better look into what this Ethereum is. Ethereum is. Better look into that. You know, I've heard about this Bitcoin. Why don't I just get a cheaper version called Ethereum? And yeah, and with Motley Fool's talking about it, and maybe it'll be worth more than Bitcoin because they're saying the market cap might exceed it. And so yeah, there'll be plenty of people that don't know that this is totally old news and it's spelled wrong. And come on, people. Some of these mainstream sources, not good sources for cryptocurrency information. Like all of them are bad sources. Sometimes they'll have little nuggets. Sometimes they'll have, you know, virtue signalers like at Forbes. Oh, sorry. Oh. Anyway, but I guess that's totally different. That her, you know, Forbes, you know, what the affirmative action hire at Forbes or whatever gave her that job. I mean, because she's anyway. So yeah, just be careful. You know, when it's Forbes or Motley Fool, same thing. All right. But, you know, speaking about me saying things like that, and I interact with a lot of people online, and I love meeting people at these meetups, and people do tell me, they're like, Adam, you say things that I can't say. And I really like your channel because you say what you think, and it's original stuff. And, you know, you go beyond Bitcoins. And guys, I'm going to keep on doing that. And I want to be the voice. I want to be the voice for the people that have to be quiet, that are not in this situation that I'm in, where I don't work for anyone. And I can say whatever the heck I please. And I want you guys to get into this situation like I am. But for the time being, when you're not in this situation, I'm going to keep on speaking for all those people who want to say this kind of thing, but can't say this kind of thing because they'll get fired, or they'll lose their wife, or who knows what societal pressure will be placed on them. Because remember, to me, and I tell all of you this, it's not fitting. Who cares about fitting in, dudes? Just do what you believe in. Go your own way, man. And you let Bitcoin be your way out of here, out of mainstream fitting in and this social justice BS world that is the mainstream. And you know what? You can complain about it, but the best thing is acting upon it and leaving it. Like I have left it, and I just do whatever the heck I want to do, go where I want to go, have shows when I want to have shows, and, you know, talk about Forbes and Motley Fool and just women that are working at Forbes that know nothing about cryptocurrency, or know very little, you know, who are like pitching ICOs every day. Okay, so another thing, I did yesterday's video, I realized on my channel here on YouTube, it was my 1,000th video that I uploaded on that channel. Now, not all of them are big, you know, some of them are really old. They're me walking around Baltimore or me talking about Baltimore. So you can explore the archives, be my guest. It's not like I've never erased the video. So yeah, and then there's like a couple videos that are like mistake videos, but whatever, they're funny. But of those 1,000 and now I guess 1,001 videos, the majority, at least like 944 of them, I think, or 950 of them are about Bitcoin. And again, if you go to disruptmeister.com, you can see 944 videos of mine that either I've been on other channels or my channel where I talk about cryptocurrency. So for the fans, and if you're a hater, you know, you can obsess over me there too. So Zcash Zuko, he interviewed or he talked to Rocketman WU of Bitmain. And he posted it on his Zcash forum, and I linked to it below. It was kind of interesting. They talked some Monero a little bit, some mining. Hey, maybe you dudes will be interested in that kind of thing. It's linked to below. I try to bring you some different things here, so pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the DisruptMeister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Do check out the notes section below, and I'll say hi to the dudes that are here in the chat right now. Run DMC Jam Master J, Run BTC 1986.